Hey, greetings everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. I'm out here in Midland, Odessa, and I'm here with my dear friend who is the founder and the executive director of the Oil and Gas Workers Association here in Texas, Matt Cody. Matt, how you doing?
I'm great today. How are you?
It's fantastic. I want to thank you for inviting me out here to speak to the folks with the Oil and Gas Workers Association last night over in Odessa. And what I find so interesting is that here we have such an abundance of energy in West Texas that really makes the United States of America energy independent. But yet we have a president, well, just a Joe Biden, that is putting the boot heel on you all to restrict you all from what you can do in producing this energy, yet he's going to OPEC and asking them to produce more energy when we have all these rigs out here can do what's necessary.
That's right. Oil and gas workers in the United States, we produce cleaner than ever before energy. And President Biden is working against American workers.
It's real unconscionable to do that he would shut down pipelines here in the United States of America, but open up pipelines to go from Russia into Germany.
That makes no sense, except that every action President Biden and Vice President Harris have taken have been to hurt American workers.
And how does that affect especially the oil and gas workers that you see out here in Midland, Odessa, all throughout the great state of Texas?
Sure, so when you take that into account, not only is it selling out our jobs to foreign countries with far less environmentally conscious standards, but then President Biden's refusal to address the border crisis. That creates more people in the workforce eventually, because the Biden-Harris administration would like to grant them citizenship, grant them amnesty. Well, then you have an oversaturated employment market, competition goes up, and if you have a federal oil and gas leasing ban, then the market constricts and the number of applicants goes up and the wages actually go down.
Of course.
So every action that President Biden and Vice President Harris are taking are working against American workers. It makes no sense at all.
Well, it's not just that their policies with this open borders will depress wages, and especially depress wages for our oil and gas workers.
Yes.
But there's another issue that this open border has brought to the forefront here in Midland and Odessa. And we're so quote unquote seeing a spike in COVID, Delta variant, whatever. But tell us about this thing where they're bringing in illegal immigrants and they are kicking out our oil and gas workers and putting them on the camps where our oil and gas workers should be?
That's just it. So not only did we have the downturn in world oil demand last year, and then the Saudi-Russia price war that really scuttled oil prices and hurt a lot of American workers, but oil and gas workers who were already struggling were then kicked out of man camps, hotels, low-cost housing while they're out here for work, so that the Biden-Harris administration could house illegals.
So let me get this right. The Biden-Harris administration here in the state of Texas kicked out American oil and gas workers and brought in illegal immigrants into their places of lodging?
That's it.
And nothing was done here from the perspective of the governor of Texas?
Not that we recall. And I never saw any action that Governor Abbott would take to say, hey, that doesn't make any sense. And the Biden-Harris administration has continued to allow migrants to enter our country. Our borders are unchecked, and then they intentionally evict oil and gas workers from man camps, from hotels, in order for them to house illegals. We need leaders who are fighting for American oil and gas workers, who have American jobs at heart. And that's why we're so honored that you came out last night and talked to us. Oil and gas workers all over the state of Texas and all over the nation, we appreciate you. We need good leaders who are willing to say, hey, you know what? Your jobs are important. We're fighting for your jobs.
And I will do that. And I will make sure that no American oil and gas worker here in the state of Texas gets moved out of their place of lodging so that we can bring in people that are here illegally. One other point I want to talk to you about. I had a lot of people come up, and there's a nuclear waste facility up in Andrews County, just north of here. And there's talk about expanding that nuclear waste facility. What are the concerns from the oil and gas industry, the Oil and Gas Workers Association, on that?
Sure. Well, if you listen to the landowners, there are some royalty owners associations who have expressed their complete objection to the Waste Control Solutions and other nuclear waste facilities expanding it at all. In fact, our local state representative is against that. Landowners are worried that kind of storage of high-level waste could contaminate our natural gas and oil resources here. Now, of course, that would hurt American workers as well.
Well, you know what? I'm not into conspiracy theories, but if the federal government is all of a sudden trying to expand nuclear waste out here in the Permian Basin,
yes, sir,
and we're the Saudi Arabia of natural gas,
we are.
I'm trying to wonder, why would we want to do that? But I will tell you that as governor of the state of Texas, not going to allow that to happen. We're going to support the constituents here. We're going to support the oil and gas industry. We're going to support the Oil and Gas Workers Association out here in Texas. So Matt, thank you for having me out here.
Lieutenant Colonel
Thanks
West,
for taking the time.
It's an honor to have you out here.
Sir.
Please come back again.
You got it. God bless you.